How does the picture look? Is it pixelated or not? Now I'm talking to my live. Where's that square, the square light that I had? Yeah, because I like using it. Peace to the family, y'all. Peace to the family. Greetings to everybody in the building. Shalom, Hotep, Islam. Yeah, the picture's good. Okay, I just gotta check. I don't want it.
Tell them where you are. You're in Atlanta, Honduras.
I don't want to be pixelated.
Mama says.
That's right.
Tell the people.
Shout out to everybody in the A-Town, KTL and the ATL. I'm here at Atlanta, Honduras, Mama Pill's spot. The healing village, you know, getting some healing, you know. That's right.
Ever evolving healing house.
Indeed. How's everybody in Instagram land doing? Just tapping in. We're gonna have a brief conversation. I see a lot of people are giving up their 2 cents about the event that made the world stand still yesterday. You know, that was the Versuz battle between young Jeezy and my good boy Gucci Man Le Frere. You know, that's the talk of the town right now. What we're gonna do, because a lot of, you know, there's think pieces going out on this battle and whatnot, but what we're gonna do is just unpack some of the lessons that were shown, and you know, some of the gems that I picked up last night, you know, participating in this whole situation, and even the further implications of, you know, what is taking place. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, you know, I just want to jump right into it and say that I appreciated when, you know, I appreciated the growth in both parties. You feel me? Everything that went down, I understand why it went down, and I understand that I would say that a lot of things were maybe even warranted. Like, we know at the end of the day, whenever 2 black men come together to bump heads, it's like a Mandingo fight. The whole world watches, you know. They love to watch us fight, you know. They love to watch us argue. They love to watch us fornicate. You know, that's something that is called retentive, meaning that you can't walk past it and not stop. 2 black men arguing, people that I used to be in Harlem for over maybe 2 decades almost. And whenever 2 black men would go raise their voice towards each other, it would create a crowd. One of the allures of, you know, 125th Street when we were filming on YouTube was we would form ciphers and whatnot, and it would be heated exchanges. And you would hear black men yelling at the top of their lungs. I'm talking about cars would pull over. Sometimes we would turn the camera around and you'll see the crowd just standing there bewildered at the energy or the display of energy that's taking place. The conflict, the fact that people automatically will fall into, you know, this type of, the rage and the chaos will create in the people this situation where they would have to choose one over the other. You know, they would begin to choose. They would begin to pick and choose through competition. And keep in mind, even though the European, by way of Rome, are, you know, they've been groomed to be, they've been groomed to, you know, You're in school?
No, I'm done.
Okay, close it down. Shut it down.
I did.
You shut everything down?
Wait.
So, the Romans and whatnot, they would have like the Roman Colosseum. You know, these were people who were poor, illiterate. They were being heavily taxed and whatnot. And the Roman officials would say, yo, feed them cake. You know, give them sports. Yeah, go and watch Gladiator. And Gladiator with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, watch that.
It will give you the breakdown.
He was a Moor.
That's a fact, you know. And because our people have been conditioned to be very sports centered, like we love to see competition. So we want to see who got the knockout punch. We want to see who has the better argument in a debate. What's going on? Okay. We want to see who, you know, we love to see an argument because we want the tea. So the fact that 2 million people showed up last night to see the Versuz, you know, that's just going to show you
What?
Versuz.
2 million people?
That just goes to show you that the draw of, you know, seeing two foes, because this wasn't rap. This wasn't about a rap beef per se, even though Versuz is built around the hits, right? It's built around the catalog. Who has the hottest catalog? But this one was extra spicy, of course, because of the history that was involved and the tension and the fact that there's a body attached to the beef. You know what I'm talking about? There's a body attached to the drama. So the people showed up in droves. And there was growth on both sides. You know, I was very critical of Gucci Mane last night. I did a live on my YouTube. They didn't let me go live straight through my YouTube, so I had to pre-record it, and we're uploading it to my Patreon right now and whatnot. But you know, I was like, Gucci Mane was on some real negative nigga shit. But I didn't even, to be honest with you, for the record, I didn't see the last part when they did So Icy. Like, I had to put my daughter to bed and some other things. I didn't even see that part. I saw that later. So when I saw that part later, I was like, oh, okay. He didn't leave it on a negative vibration and whatnot. What he did is he got off what he'd been holding on to for 15 years. It would be almost a handicap if they wouldn't allow him to perform whatever he wanted to perform and get it off his chest. He waited 15 years to sing that song to Jeezy in his face. You know? He was dealing with some pent up issues that could drive a man crazy. Keep in mind, in the whole situation, he's not the aggressor. He was transgressed against. They tried to kill him. Right? He stood his ground. He defended himself. And whatever angels he have on his side, because he got some guardian angels. Whatever angels he had on his side have brought him back many, many times from the dead. So there was no way that he was not going to be allowed to talk what he needed to talk to Jeezy in his face. Jeezy was the man who put the hit out. Jeezy showing up with this, I'm evolved. I'm on to something else. I'm the bigger man now. But fam, you need to apologize. You put the hit out. You put the hit out. You try to take that man's life. You didn't want to go and shoot the 5. You try to bring it to the Blickies and whatnot. You try to King Von that man. So you had to eat all kind of shit sandwiches last night. Jeezy had to eat that. because he knew that he was in the wrong. Gucci Mane need therapy. The best therapy that he could have gotten was Keisha, what's her name? Keisha Kior, his wife. That's who saved his life. That was his therapy. That was his, that's the lady who been consoling him. They calling that man a clone. No, he got he got a wife. He have a sister who know how to treat him. And she gave that man the love that he probably didn't get when he was young. That's why y'all was introduced to Fat Gucci.
If they have some hops, get some hops.
That's why you was introduced to Dope Boy Gucci, who was making songs like I'm a Dog and whatnot, and he talking about dogging chicks and kicking them out of a moving vehicle. That was Hurt Gucci. She came and she helped Gucci. God bless her, her unborn seed, her family, and their family, the Watsters. You know what I mean? Salute to them to the highest degree. Right? He had to get that off. We had to be patient enough with him to let him get that off. I don't have no problem with him saying that he was smoking on the person that came to smoke him. At the end of the day, like, that's just the way that it goes. That's called street politics. You know what I mean? These are not, this is not corporate. So once he got that off, and the reason why I say that both of them showed a lot of maturity and growth, and it was a healing moment for the culture that's going through turmoil right now when it comes to conflict resolution. Four rappers got shot last week, and 2 of them got killed. You know what I'm talking about? Gucci, I mean, somebody said Jeezy tried to kill Gucci back in the day. Look, I'm not on Instagram out here doing nobody's work for them. I don't work for them people, but and I don't assume that everybody's in the culture, and I won't act like we all know everything that's going on in hip hop, because this was 15 years ago. Some of y'all were like 5 years old. So there was a fallout that they had. The song that they performed at the end, So Icy, there was a fallout after that. And that fallout led to someone losing their life. Right? No, there's no apparently. That's what happened. So I'm saying that Jeezy showed the growth, because this is where the growth came in. When Gucci said what he said, he was able to absorb it, and he was able to diffuse it with love, right? He didn't give him back the same energy. You don't fight fire with fire. In martial arts, you cancel it. You don't fight fire with gasoline. You utilize what they teach you in Tai Chi and other forms of martial art. You take that energy and you transmute it. You know what I'm talking about? He was able to transmute that energy, and that was the biggest lesson that anybody who was willing to learn that night is that you don't have to react to everything that someone says about you, even if it's in front of 2 million people. You don't have to feed negative energy with negative energy. They say positive vibes only. And you will be tested, because there's a lot of people who use the hashtag and they say it because it's trendy and whatnot. But if you are saying that you live in that space, and if you are affirming that you have changed and you've grown, well, life will send you a test. They might put your biggest quote-unquote foe in front of you and then test your all of that namaste. Because we could say what we want to say. It's until we're tested that we are able to measure ourselves. Right? So you will be tested. And I hope that everyone is able to pass their test, because if you don't pass the test, the next test may be even harder to pass. I know at the end of the day, once Gucci Mane got that off his chest, and he saw that Jeezy was able to flip it on him and say, look, bro, I brought you out here to deal with what we had to deal with. But this is not about us. This about King Vaughn. This about Mo 3. This about Boozy, who done got shot up. This about Benny and all of the other trappers and the drillers and whatnot. Pop Smoke, Nip. This is to make sure that we don't lose any more of our messiahs. As we can clearly see, because people get tripped up when I try to define messianic force. They are embroiled in Christianity. So when I say the word Messiah, they automatically switch into some kind of Jesus Christ figure. And I would say that when I speak of the messianic ones, when J. Edgar Hoover said he had to prevent the rise of the black Messiah, right? He was not necessarily speaking about a Messiah who is somebody who, you know. Yes. I mean, but you got all white on though. So you're going to get dirty quick. Outside is outside, you know. You might want to put some jeans or something. Like, I would rather you wear that when we go out or something. You know? Come and say hi, Belly. Here with my beautiful, my little star seed.
Hello.
Yeah, she was tapped in too. You saw the battle with me last night, right? Let's get it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Why look at him?
I feel you. Rashad, what's good with you, brother? You still in Africa?
I just say shorts.
All right, put your shorts on. So, Jeezy and Gucci showed maturity. Gucci had to get that off of his chest. Imagine if somebody tried to get you killed and you did not confront that person for 15 years. And then you're in a room with that person and you got songs where you was getting at that person. I need to sing my songs. And then we could talk about peace afterwards. I want to punch you in your mouth and then we could sit down and eat. You know what I'm talking about? The proverbial punch you in the mouth is when he opened up with the first track was the diss song. And then he went into the truth. And he was mad. He was very foul. And I was like, why'd you do that in front of 2 million people, Gucci man? We don't need that as a race. We don't need that as a people. But you know what? We do. Fuck that. We need to be transparent. I don't think who we hiding for? White folk? Do I think it was a distraction? Nah, because I learned from it. You niggas are sitting around waiting to find out who's the president. I'm off of that. You know what I'm talking about? That's a distraction. That's some fuck shit. I learned from this situation because I was a part of that shit. I was in Atlanta when the whole shit went down. I don't know where you were at, but I was in the culture. I was in 112. I was in Magic City. My mama right here. She'll let you know. We was a part of all of that in the early 2000s in Atlanta. Before any of this Hotep shit. It was none of that. We was in the fucking trenches, bruh. So many people, the children that are out here that will shoot you with a fucking AR-15 in your face if you look at them wrong. The little niggas that spin the block with automatic weapons and I live in zone 6. This shit is a war zone at night. I'm in zone 6. It's a war zone out here. So these young, because like I said, the messianic force in both of them is the fact that they are leading a lot of these youth. Right? They're leading a lot of these youth. The youth are impressionable. Young Thug, 21 Savage, Little Baby, all of these dudes who got power in the streets. Their big homie is Gucci Man. That's the big homie. He brought them out. Remember, he is a bridge. He was the underdog that all of the underdogs will flock to. Jeezy was not the underdog. Peace, Sandra. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Jeezy was never the underdog. He was always on top. He was with BMF. He was rolling with the biggest fucking gang or the biggest clique that the world probably has ever seen in Black America in these modern day times. It was Gucci Man versus all of them. So Gucci has been a symbol to all of these Zone 6, Zone 4, all of the underdogs, all of the youth. He always rocked with the up and comers. Jeezy did not. Jeezy is seen as an elitist, like how they look at T.I. in some places. Remember the beef that he had with Shorty Low with the whole Bankhead shit. Shorty Low was calling him out like, nigga, you're not from Bankhead and you're not who the fuck you say you are. They look at Killer Mike in some places. You know, everybody say that they own Atlanta, but I can't, like, where's the community centers at? That shit sound good and everything, but we in Atlanta making moves. Don't, like, where's the not even the community center. Where's the fulfillment center? Where's the manufacturing facilities? You know what I'm talking about? Where they got laser printers, 3D printers. Where's the accelerator and the incubator where startups live? Where's that at? Because I want to pull up. So, no, Gucci, somebody said Gucci is Rich Homie Quan. He's Young Thug. He's Migos in the beginning. He's, I think 21 Savage and them was rocking. I mean, he got the youth. He got the youth. He got the youth. You know? And, like somebody put a meme up, Jeezy make music for dudes that are getting money and moving the weight, and Gucci make music for the niggas that's using the weight. Two different frequencies. Two different frequencies. You feel me? Yeah, he was behind Nicki Minaj. Gucci was one of the Waka Flocka, Nicki Minaj, Slim Duncan, Rising Power, Bankroll Fresh. You feel me? All of the youth, all of the young gods. He's their big homie. So they hated Jeezy, and vicariously, you know, they hated people that he was affiliated with because of this long going beef. This thing has caused a lot of friction, and it stopped a lot of things from even prospering in this great state of Atlanta. So, no, Fendi put Nicki on through Fendi had her on the come up and everything, but when Nicki came to Atlanta, she had left Fendi. I think she wasn't rocking with Fendi like that. She was rocking with Waka Flocka's mom's Debbie, and Gucci was putting her on through because Gucci is, you know, you go to a Gucci session and you're gonna meet a lot of artists. You're gonna get your name buzzing, rocking with Gucci. Yeah, so Gucci, they said that Jeezy fell out of touch with the hood after they locked Meech and them up. So the implications that their beef had goes way beyond them two. Remember, even with the way that the youth was moving, how they were handling their drama, how they were dealing with their beefs, even the way that the youth was moving, because remember, Gucci is more so for the stick-up kids. He's for the shooters. He's for the niggas that run up in the cribs. Jeezy represents the niggas that's in the crib with them bricks, with them squares. They the op. They the fool. All of these out-of-towners running around icy. All of these New York niggas. That's who that's why there's a big friction still to this day in Atlanta between home team, these niggas from the north side, that you know, the people who grew up out here, versus the out-of-towners. Jeezy represented the out-of-towners. Big Meech and these niggas, oh, y'all coming into our city, sleeping without women. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all standing on these couches. Y'all running around in the mall. Doing it big, flossing and flashing. And you had these young, you know, they from the hood. They hungry. They hungry. They in the kitchen. They in the trap. They like Gucci. They look like they hungry. They got the, you know, they got flies on their face. You know? And they was like, yo, we gonna make it our business to tie these niggas up, kick down door. That's been going on since that whole shit. Because I remember living in Atlanta before the rise of BMF. You didn't have niggas was not kicking doors in. They didn't have home invasions like that. People wasn't getting tied up. They didn't have a lot of robberies. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the Wild Wild West like that. You know, when Katrina happened and the New Orleans cats came to Atlanta, when Katrina happened and the niggas from New Orleans went to Houston and Atlanta, that's when a lot of the ratchet shit started to pick up. That's when a lot of gunplay, that's when a lot of the shit started to, not to say that it wasn't already out there, but they started raising up the murder rate real heavy in Atlanta when New Orleans got up in this bitch. You feel me? And then when the whole Meech and Wolf thing happened, when there was that shootout at Club Cameo and Wolf got killed, there was an anti-New York sentiment in the motherfucking air for a minute. I'm from New York. I was in Atlanta. I felt the tension. It was mad thick. Everybody was against New York for a minute because Wolf represented New York and Meech represented just the out-of-town niggas that was tired of New York niggas basically being on top. So they made it that. You know what I mean? They made it that for a minute. But then when BMF rebranded itself, they had a bunch of New York dudes on the top rolling with them. So, you know, that kind of got settled and whatnot. That's where you see Fab and all of them Rugs. That's where you see Roy. You know, you see a combination of a lot of New York cats gravitating towards the whole BMF movement. But you see Puff with Boys in the Hood. They put Puff under the goddamn deodorant after a while. Puff they folded. He had to conform. He had to get down or lay down. He had to conform. You know? He killed your man. That's the same thing that you see going on with Jeezy and motherfucking Gucci. Look, Big Meech killed Wolf. That was Puff's bodyguard. That's the one who was in the club with him with Shine when they shot up the Club New York. He sent them to Atlanta. Wolf comes to Atlanta. He's big man on campus. Him and Meech bump heads. You'll see it when 50 Cent put out the BMF thing. You'll see the whole story unfold. He bodies Wolf. They have a 20, 30-minute shootout. He bodies Wolf. He gets locked up for the body. He beats the body on some self-defense. He comes home as a hero. And then BMF has a rebranding and they take over the city. And then they take over the fucking world after that. To the point where hip-hop in its latest iteration is still living under the BMF banner. It's not Jay-Z. It's not Biggie Smalls. It's none of that shit. It's not Tupac. It's Big Meech. He set that. The whatever trend, whatever code that he wrote, that's the shit that Atlanta and Miami and all of these niggas is running off of right now. Even to the point of the gangbanging. Because they brought the GD, they brought that whole, I mean, they was banging in Atlanta, but they was banging after BMF. They was banging. GDs, BDs, Bloods, and Crips. And now this shit is gangland. You didn't have, the youth was not claiming no gang when I was out here like that. These young niggas wasn't banging. They wasn't set tripping when I was out here back in the days. That shit came with BMF. With Jeezy what is that, GD? Right? Blue Da Vinci and them, I think that was Crip. They was repping the Crips. You feel me? Like that all came around as a result of Big Meech and BMF. The cultural impact of BMF is something that the culture is still running off of right now. Nigga, don't at me, cause if I'm not here to debate nobody about it. I was there, and I'm still here, nigga. I know what the fuck I'm looking at. I know where I'm at. Oh, okay. Jeezy was Crip. You know? But Meech and them coming out of Detroit, yeah, all of that affiliation. So now, when you got all of these gangs in Memphis, in St. Louis, you know, the shit spread everywhere. But it's spread as a result of BMF and that network has spread out. And then people become affiliated. So in Atlanta, everybody's gangbang. Everyone is affiliated with something. So in order to stop the murders, in order to stop the youth from killing each other, in order to stop this senseless violence that are claiming the lives of a lot of messiahs and whatnot, you had to have these two bury the hatchet. You know, when the elders, when the old heads be like, I don't know what to do to help these young niggas because they out of control. Look, old nigga, why don't you stop the beat? Why don't you be the example and bury the hatchet with the nigga that you've been beefing for 20 to 30 years? Why don't you start with that? You know, they say change starts at home. These niggas is running around trying to figure out, how do I stop the beef? Old ass nigga, you started the beef. What are you talking about? These young dudes took an example of the fact that you killed your friend, or you killed your baby mama's boyfriend, or you killed the nigga, you killed the plug, or you killed somebody who was up and you was jealous, and now you on top, you standing on his fucking grave, nigga, and you running. These niggas be in the hood with all kind of bodies, dirty clothes. I'm talking about they spirits is janky. And they raise these little kids as like niggas raise their pit bulls, feeding them gunpowder. They groom these little niggas to be madmen. They groom these little niggas to be shooters. They groom these little niggas to be ignorant knuckle draggers. That's what men my age did. Fuck out of here. And you think I'm gonna let you niggas slide? You niggas fucked up the game. So you gotta be the one to fix it. It's not that you can't put it on the youth. The youth is for war and the elders are for counsel. What is your counsel looking like? How are you niggas counseling the youth? And you niggas sit around on some Charlemagne chatty patty shit and just talk and gossip all day and dick ride, but y'all not doing nothing to stop the motherfucking murders. Y'all not doing nothing to make peace. Y'all not doing nothing to make these conflict resolutions take place. And I'm say with Charlemagne, his campaign for black men's health is honorable. You know what I mean? It's honorable. Black men need help with their mental health. It's not like an original thought. You know, a lot of people have been saying that, but if he's gonna champion that, well, goddamn it. Okay, nigga, get your mind right. I agree. Niggas need to get their mind right. But these old niggas, fuck out of here. These niggas are the one. They're the problem. They're the problem. Don't ever let nobody convince you. They the ones that was moving the drugs. They was moving the crack. They were on Rikers Island starting up the gangs. They were spreading the motherfucking curse. They were spreading the culture, the negative and the positive of it. They were the ones who have not dealt with conflict resolution. They still got beef with niggas from 30 years ago. So Nas and Jay-Z have to do the verses. That's the next one. They got to close out the second season. They got to bury the hatchet. The way to heal the culture, because it's lyric reform. It's coming through the music. The streets live vicariously through the music beefs. The streets live vicariously through what the fucking rappers are doing. That's how the shit goes down, because the streets and the music is intertwined. BMF broke the mold. BMF broke the mold where they merged. There was no separation after Big Meech and them run. That's when they made it all the way to Def Jam office and put the big homie Jay-Z when he was president, and he jumped. Once he jumped, see, this is what niggas don't from out of town don't understand. I'm a real New Yorker. When Jay-Z get on the track, nigga, you're co-signed. We don't fuck with you if Jay didn't do a song with you. So the fact that Jay-Z didn't fuck with Gucci Mane like that, nigga, we don't fuck with Gucci Mane. You understand how that works? The fact that Jay-Z jumped on Jeezy's album and came out of retirement, nigga, that put New York on that nigga's back. Like, if the big homie fuck with you, we fuck with you because He's seen as the shot caller. He's the chess player. He's the one that makes the moves. So if he don't fuck with you, we don't fuck with you. We might listen to your music and turn up because we're ratchet, but we don't fuck with you like that. Like if something happens to you, you're not considered, you know what I mean? You didn't get that button, my nigga. That's what Jay-Z does. You know what I mean? That's what Hove does. There is no Biggie Smalls anymore. Hold on. There's no Biggie Smalls to do that. You feel me? And we don't give a fuck who DMX does the song with. You know what I'm talking about? And we don't. And Nas is not that much of a kingmaker either. You know what I'm talking about? Nas is not a kingmaker in that regard. He's not a kingmaker in that regard. Like if that was the case, Dave East would be lit. He's not a kingmaker in that regard. Think about who the fuck did Nas put on? Like who did he get hot? Whose song did he ever jump on and they took off? That's not his, you know, Nas has a lane and that's not it. That's Jay-Z's lane. When Jay-Z co-signed, yeah, I'm mad disrespectful. Jay-Z co-signed Juvenile and them niggas with the Ha remix. Them niggas was out of here a week later. Jay-Z hopped on that song with Bun B and Pimp C. Now, no offense to my Texas family. We didn't know who the fuck UGK was in New York. You know what I'm talking about? I'm glad that he introduced us to Pimp C, my guy Chad, and Bun B. But they was like the Ghetto Boys to us. You know what I mean? But when he did a song with them, we was like, them niggas. And yes, Beyonce does that for the females. That's why they're the ultimate power couple. When Jay-Z did something, I mean, you could just, yeah, J. Cole. Yeah, he put Rihanna on. J. Cole, what would make me want to listen to J. Cole? No offense to J. Cole, but what the fuck would make me want to listen to J. Cole? When he hopped on Bitch Don't Blow My Vibes, Kendrick Lamar remix. Kendrick was already that guy, but he wasn't accepted in New York. You gotta remember, because to be accepted in New York is a big fucking deal, because that's the land of I don't fuck with you niggas. That's the land of fuck that nigga. The women in New York will hate on you harder than the men. Like if you lit in New York, that's either because of a Jay-Z cosign or you just lit like that. You just you consistent, and they see something in you familiar because they fuck with the real. But you gotta get the cosign from the big homies eventually. You know what I'm saying? NBA Youngboy is not hot to a lot of niggas in New York because Jay-Z didn't acknowledge him yet. He might be hot to you niggas down south. I see he got a wave and whatnot. And that's a whole nother story that I would like to talk about one day with NBA Youngboy. But and Little Durk. We gotta talk about the NBA Youngboy Little Durk, because I don't want to see Little Durk die. I like Little Durk. And I'm not saying it like another man. I see the messianic in him. I see the messianic force in NBA Youngboy, but he don't want to live like Young Durk want to live, like Little Durk want to live, you know. And what happened with King Von and all of them, like, you know, that shit still hurt me to this day. That was a very hurtful situation. Very hurtful situation. Very, very hurtful, you know. It was almost like when they took Pop, you know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna, yeah. I'm not trying to see Little Durk get bodied, Joe. I'm not trying to see Durk get bodied, Joe. I'm not ready for that. You know? And I don't want to see NBA Youngboy get bodied either. You know? But anyway, you know, we gotta save these babies, because I want to see them at 40. I want to see them when they reach Jeezy's maturity level. You feel me? I want to see them when they reach Jeezy's maturity level. They deserve to grow up. They deserve to be real estate owners. They deserve to be parents. They deserve to be grandparents. Maybe Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's an exception. He could get the fuck out of here, and I wouldn't give a fuck. You know? I wouldn't care. Yeah, protect NLE Chopper at all costs. They leaving the niggas behind, and they taking the legends away from us. Like, this is really a fucking crazy ass place. All of the real ones is out of here, and they left the help behind. You know what I'm saying? I can't listen to the help. You know, can't listen to the help. I'm not vibing with them. And be careful when you put so much energy in the trap into the drill music. See, trap music is one thing. Drill music is a whole nother thing. At least with trap music, they talking about killing niggas slowly with the drugs, with chemicals. The drill shit is straight bodies. Right? If I find your location, if you get set up by one of these treases out here, you gonna get your wig pop, because we gotta do it for Pop Smoke. Like in Brooklyn, the Woo and the Chews, they gotta drill something for the spirit of Pop. They gotta drill one of the shows. It's just it's no way around it. Some of the Blickies gotta get at the Blickies. That's their mentality. So now the whole New York is drilling. They're not just drilling in Brooklyn no more. They got drillers in Harlem. They got drillers in the Bronx. They got drillers in Staten Island, my nigga. And they all rhyming like they all doing that cadence. They all doing drill music, and they all got ops. Right? And they all becoming affiliated. So New York is gangland, right? New York is gangland with the Woos on top, right? So as an OG, and if you say that you care, if you say that you don't, you know, because this is influencing different countries. They're drilling in Nigeria. They're drilling in Australia. They're drilling in Chicago, Brooklyn, Texas. Look at what's going on in Texas. They got 12. There's already 13 shootings after they shot Little Boozy in Texas. Nigga, they shot Boozy, bro. They shot Boozy on his birthday. They shot Boozy on his birthday after they killed one of his artists. They shot Boozy on his fucking birthday. And this is Dark Hermit right here you talking about. This is Dark Hermit. Yeah, they drilling in the UK with knives and swords and machetes. This ain't rap. This is not battle rap, nigga. This is not Smack URL. They shot Benny in Texas, nigga. Did they rob the nigga? Because I don't see him with the jury. I know they shot him. Did they rob him? These niggas are shooting bosses. Mo 3, King Von, Boozy, and Benny. Just look at the persona of all four of these people. What is the universe saying? All four of them were bosses. They were leaders of groups of men, right? Who get busy. All four of them. Mo 3 was a blood. Peace. He had Dallas lit. Benny in Buffalo. He got the shooters. He got niggas lit. Right? Boozy. We don't even got to talk about Boozy. Boozy strong everywhere in the South. He got a whole bunch of hitters. King Von, O-Block. You seen the movement. You seen how he was moving. He had a whole army with him. And this is O-Block that we talking about. Like, he was, like, King Von was a silent assassin, they said. So all four of them, in a span of 1 week, And they all signed to the same label, Empire. Right? Empire Distribution. All within the span of 7 days, all of them got shot up. Right? What is that telling us? This shit is a little bit out of control. And when I did the research, I found out who was behind 3 of the 4 shootings. So it ain't even like it's a, cause they're like, what if the white man is behind? No, nigga, the white man is pulling strings at the label. You know what I mean? The white man is pulling strings by putting insurance on these rappers, but he don't gotta do nothing. It's already working in perpetual motion. It's like a fucking Rolex. The shit keeps spinning. The only thing they gotta do is sign a nigga to a few $1 million that's in the streets. And some street shit is bound to happen. I'm gonna give a gangster nigga $4 million. And we're just gonna sit back. But when you think about it, anybody in corporate knows how it works. Any one of these, if Universal signs an artist, Universal is a publicly traded company. They have stock, they have shareholders, and they sell stocks. So if they were to sign a rapper who's at risk, whose persona is a gangbanger, then that person has to be insured. Because if I'm a record label and I'm signing you, I'm just giving you a loan. I'm not, if a nigga's talking about, oh, I got signed yesterday, I'm like, how much do you owe, nigga? Fuck is you talking? This is not the 80s. Weird nigga, we're not, nigga, I don't watch mad episodes of Where Are They Now. How much do you owe? Cause I'm more interested in the nigga saying I got signed for $1. I'm like, you smart. You smart. You're gonna be able to get out of your contract before the next man. You smart. Right? Because you don't want to pay them back. If they sign you for $1, you're gonna pay them back 100. So if a label signs an artist, and the majority of them are gangbangers now, drug dealers, they're either trappers or drillers, right? So if a record label is to sign an artist for $1 million, they have to insure that artist for $10 million. Why? Because they have shareholders, and this is a publicly traded company. They're not gonna sign you without a risk benefit. They're not gonna say, yo, and dead rappers get better promotion. We know this. Go and look at the charts, nigga. Pop Smoke is body in the game. Juice WRLD bodied the game this year. Dead rappers get better promotion. Right? So if Empire's like, yo, sign all of the drill rappers, sign all of the trap rappers, they're gonna make us money in the long run. When they die, their catalog is gonna stream heavier than when they're alive. It's basically a waiting game. Cause they like, these niggas finna go to jail. How many people gonna make it out and do a Jeezy transformation? How many? About 2%. The other percentage are going down a dark path. Why? Because they were led the wrong way. These old niggas in the industry don't love these niggas because they're not prepping them. They're not teaching them shit. They're just repeating a bunch of woke bullshit. They're not teaching them nothing. So they're like, yo, when it comes to the record label, they're like, I don't want to sign a woke rapper. I don't want to sign a woke rapper, a conscious rapper. I don't get nothing out of that. I want to sign a nigga with drama. Right? I want to sign a drill rapper. I want to sign somebody that got drama, because drama sells. And murder sells platinum. Don't let a nigga get killed. Don't let a nigga kill something. It's a benefit to the labels now. Right? It's a benefit to the labels. So it is of no coincidence that King Von was on Empire. This is not even a major label. This is a digital distribution label that's ran by an Indian, an Israeli, and an Arab, I believe. So King Von was on Empire. Mo 3 was on Empire. And Benny the Butcher's on Empire. The fuck is up with Empire? You know what I'm talking about? What's up with Empire? So we gotta ask these questions. You know? The label, and then, you know, there's the TV show Empire with Lucius, and I'm not talking about the Empire TV show. There's a record label named Empire. You know what I'm talking about? There's a record label called Empire. But when you look at what's going on with the rappers, it's like Empire, the TV series. Don't worry about it. We're going to cover all of this. I got an upcoming lecture called American Gods 44. It's going to be the last week in December. Because I want to highlight the fucking year. Yeah, Tyga and Iggy Azalea is on Empire. Empire got a whole bunch of artists. Let's be clear. Empire is basically leading right now. They're one of the biggest distributors. That's right. Empire is leading right now. So they got a lot of artists. Are they setting up their artists? They're not setting them up per se. The artists are already at risk. The artists are already being they're living a life where they're gonna run into some shit any fucking way. You know? They're not promoting lyric reform, I'll tell you that much. The artists are at risk because the game is toxic right now. Niggas is looking to rob them. Then there's gang beef. There's all of this beef that's going on between different factions and gangs and whatnot, and it's hard to pick a side at the end of the day. Why? Because look at this with the drill rapper scene. If I fuck with Pop Smoke, I can't fuck with 22 G's. If I listen to Chef G, I can't listen to Nas Blicky because they got beef with each other. But if I'm a listener and I'm listening to both of them, and I'm listening to one artist talk about how he gonna kill the other artist, then I throw on the other artist and listen to how he gonna kill the other artist. In my subconscious, I gotta pick one. I still gotta choose. I still gotta be like, you know what? Fuck that. I want Pop to live. If you gave me an option, I want Pop to live because I like her more. Right? That's the mentality of drill rap. You gotta pick a side. So they have, remember, white America is some of the biggest consumers of the drill rappers. White America. Go on TikTok and social media, who's doing the Pop Smoke dance and who's talking the lingo and whatnot. You got nerds and whatnot in the suburbs, you know, emulating because they love that shit. That's like Menace to Society on wax. Our black men, especially alpha males, going at it is almost like you niggas eating popcorn and watching a nature show when two lions go at it. Two alphas, Mandingo wrestling. You niggas are gonna watch Roy Jones and Mike Tyson slug it out. You gonna watch motherfucking Floyd Mayweather, all 50 of his fights. You gonna watch the nigga from USC, the black dude, Israel. You're gonna watch black men knock each other out on World Star. We fight, fuck, and you know we love to see men fight, fornicate, and fight. Everybody want to see how you fight and how you fuck, and I don't mean to be vulgar, right? That's everybody. They want to see how you fight and how you fornicate to see if you got it. So to match two alphas up, that will always draw money. That will always draw a crowd. They showed you that in Django with the Mandingo wrestling while they were eating Skittles and these niggas were wrestling to the death. That's the same thing that we see today. That's the same thing that we see today. It did not change. It did not change. Yeah. They want to see you flexing. So if you ever want to draw a crowd, you know the formula that works. Niggas arguing. When they was debating in the conscious community, when they was outside fake with this fake wrestling shit, you know what I mean? Where they were fake angry at each other, that drew the most crowd. You should have seen the crowd stopping in Harlem. This shit was like the Coliseum to them. Some of them didn't even know what we was talking about. They didn't care. They was waiting to see somebody hook off. They just wanted to see who was the victor in the conflict. That's what they wanted to see. Who was going to be the victor? Because once you see the victor in the conflict, then you begin to gravitate towards the victor. Like I said, our community, our society has been inundated by sports. We think with a sports like mine, everything is competition. It's all competition. It's all Coliseum gladiator type. So we've been conditioned to only see the winner, the number only. There could only be one. There's only one Neo in the Matrix. There's not two. There's only one Neo in the Matrix, and there's a perpetual, there's this perpetual journey to see who is that nigga, who's the HNIC, who's the head nigga in charge, who's the top nigga, who's the big homie, who is him? Who is him? You know? And this quest has led many black men to be in pine boxes and inside of jail cells. You know what I mean? This fucking challenge shit. This you know, this sword measuring contest. This pissing contest. This battle of the egos and whatnot. And we are egomaniacs. You know what I mean? We got super egos. The egos are out of control of the black man. You know? Yeah, I'm gonna save the live. So there's a big competition with black women too. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. You know, I'm addressing the men because I'm one. I don't want to get into black women's business, but I'm talking about the men right now. But yeah, that is the truth. And the live is the time is running out, so let me save this live, and I will tap in with the family later on. I appreciate y'all. You dig? Where's the end button? Where's the button that says end? Trying to end the live. Alright, well I just gotta wait for the time to tick down. Oh, I think it's right here.